Hello friends, a very warm welcome to the Crochet Hook channel. See, today we have this absolutely beautiful crochet rakhi that we're going to work together. I have worked it in two colors, added the decoration of beads that I like. So just add colors that you wish and the decoration that you love, and this rakhi will definitely turn out beautiful. See, there's the front side, there's the back side where I've added this dory. I have an entire playlist for the Rakhis on my channel. Please go ahead and check that out in the description box. I have given the link for the LUMBA Rakhis and for the flower Rakhis as well. In the iCard also, I have shared the link for the same. For the friends who are joining me here for the first time, please do consider subscribing to my channel. That really motivates, inspires and keeps us connected. You get a notification each time I post on my channel. So here, I have chosen this Hobby India crochet thread to crochet this rakhi. I have chosen two colors, a crochet hook of 2.0 millimeters. I have taken this thinner crochet hook for the beadwork, a few decoration beads of my choice, few stitch markers in handy, a pair of scissors, a sewing needle, a cotton thread and a measuring tape. So add colors of your choice. So then to begin with, here I'm going to simply wrap this yarn around my index finger like this till it gets a little thick. Just keep wrapping it over and over. See, I have got it this thick and now I'm going to take it out. So take this entire thing out of your finger, insert the hook into this ring. As shown, pull up the loop. Hold it all together, chain one, yarn over, insert the hook into the ring, pull up a loop, work one HDC. Yarn over again, insert the hook into the ring, work one more HDC, half double crochet. Yarn over, again insert the hook into the ring, work one HDC. 3 HDCs worked, again work 1 HDC into the ring, 4, yarn over, work 1 more HDC into the ring, 5. Just like this, keep creating HDCs till you have a total of 22 HDCs worked. See, I worked all my 22 HDCs. Let's join this round one together. So beneath the two strands of the very first HDCs, insert the hook and pull up a loop, work a slip stitch to join this round here. This beautiful button or ring is created. Now we are going to add beads here. I have chosen these smaller beads for the round 2. And here I have this thin crochet hook that is able to get in the hole of the beads. So here, chain one and pull that loop up. And now with your thinner crochet hook, insert this thinner crochet hook into the bead like this. Now pull this loop through the bead on the other side. We simply want to take out this loop on the other side. Then with your working hook, tighten it all up and then into the next HDC below, insert the hook and work one slip stitch like this. Again, insert the hook into the next HDC ahead and work one more slip stitch like this. Simple. Then chain one, pull the loop. Again, we'll repeat the same pattern. So here, insert your thinner hook into this bead and simply take out this loop on the other side of the bead. With your working hook, again, tighten it all up. Insert the hook into the next HDC ahead, work one slip stitch, then again insert the hook into the next HDC ahead and work one more slip stitch like this. Chain one, pull that loop up again, take a bead on the thinner crochet hook as shown. With this thinner crochet hook, pull this loop on the other side of the bead and then with the working hook, tighten it all up, insert the hook into the next HDC below, work one slip stitch, again into the next HDC, work one more slip stitch. Simple. This is the way we are going to put the beads all the way around. Just keep putting beads. You should have a total of 11 beads done. Again, chain one, pull the loop, put a bead in the thin crochet hook, take out the loop on the other side, then with your working hook, tighten it all up and work one slip into the next stitch and then work one more slip into the next stitch. See, I have worked it all the way around. All my 10 beads are done. Just going to put one more last bead. So chain one and then again take this bead on the thinner crochet hook and pull this loop across the bead as shown. Then with your working hook, tighten it all up into the next HDC, insert the hook and work one slip stitch like this. Then into the next HDC ahead, insert the hook and work one slip stitch to end this round here. Put a knot here and cut the thread as we're going to change the shade. Secure the knot tightly and sew in the loose ends into this button itself. Now for the round 3 here, I'm going to add this is how it looks, the front and back side. They look almost the same. Now into any of this chain 1 spaces before any of the beads, insert the hook and bring in the new shade, and then chain 1, again insert the hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop and work 1 single crochet here. Simple. Now work 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now skip this next bead, across it in this chain 1 space, again insert the hook, pull up a loop, work 1 SC like this. Simple. Again chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip this bead ahead into the next chain 1 space, insert the hook, work 1 SC tightly like this. This is what we are creating in this round. Simple. Chain 5 again. We are simply creating chain 5 loops. Again skip this immediate bead and into this chain 1 just before the next bead, insert the hook, work 1 SC like this. Single crochet. Chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the next bead, then in this chain 1 space, insert the hook, pull up a loop, work 1 SC like this. Simple. Just keep working 5 chain spaces and SCs, and I'll see you at the end. See, I worked it all the way around. Just this last chain 5 to go. So work last chain 5 here, and then into this very first SC across this bead. At the top of it, insert the hook, pull up a loop and simply work 1 slip stitch here to join this round here. Simple. We'll go for the next round. So here chain 1 and into this next chain 5, insert the hook, pull up a loop, work 1 SC. Again insert the hook into the same chain 5, work 1 more SC, 2, work 1 more SC into the chain 5 below, 3. We have worked 3 SCs here. Now work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3. Now insert the hook atop this third SC just formed and create a picot with this chain 3. Again into the same chain 5, work 3 more SCs, 1, 2 and 3. Simple. Now insert the hook into the next chain 5 and we'll repeat the same pattern. So pull up a loop and work 1 SC. Insert the hook around this chain 5, work 1 more SC. Again insert the hook and work 1 more SC in this chain 5. Then work 3 chains. Create a picot atop the third SC with this chain 3 just created like this. Then work 3 more SCs into the same chain 5 space below. 1, 2 and 3. Absolutely simple. This is how it's coming up. Into the next chain 5 again, insert the hook, pull up a loop and work 3 SCs, 1, 2 and 3. Then work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3. Insert the hook at the top of this third SC just created. Create a picot with this 3 chains. Then insert the hook around the same chain 5 space and work 3 more SCs, 1, 2 and 3. Simple. Again into the next chain 5, create 3 SC, a picot with chain 3 and 3 SC, and then into the next chain 5, insert the hook, create 3 SCs, a picot with chain 3 and 3 SCs. Just like this, keep moving, and I'll see you here at the end of this round. See, I have worked all these, maybe we call it petals or this formation all the way around. Worked my last picot also, just last 3 SCs to go. So I'm just working the last 3 SCs of this last chain 5 below, 1, 2 and 3, and then in this very first SC beneath the 2 strands, insert the hook and pull up a loop, work a slip stitch to join this round here. Simple. Now I'll put a knot and cut the thread. Tighten it all up and sew in this shade into the same shade, sew in this loose ends into the same shade. Now here I have my thread with this cotton, this needle with this cotton thread, and here I have this big bead that I'm going to sew in the center of this Rakhi. So on the inner side, on the inner edge of this center hole, bring out this needle on the front side, put the bead in, and then insert the hook on exactly opposite end of this bead on the inner edge of this ring like this. One stitch done. Again the same way from this side, bring out this thread onto the front, pass it through the bead, and one more time we'll simply sew it with the ring. So this bead is well attached with the Rakhi. We'll keep this thread and needle attached with this Rakhi aside. We are going to work the dory. So for the dory here, I have taken this white thread around 178 or 180 centimeters and doubled it. And I'm holding the two loose ends in my hands and my son is holding the other end. You need a helper if you have someone to help you out. And I'm rotating this double thread in one direction while my son is rotating it in the opposite direction. Just twist and twist and twist. See, it should be textured and really twisted like this. Having got that finish, I'll take this loose end from my son and hold all the loose ends together and then drag the entire string and release. Again, drag it and release, drag and release a few more times and see how beautifully this entire thing gets intertwined. And the dory is ready on this loose end. I'll simply put a knot to secure these ends here. Just like we have put a knot here on this end, likewise on this end also, leaving a certain tail, put a knot on the other end of the dory as well. So let's join the dory on the back side of this Rakhi. So here we already have a yarn attached. So see, we have this dory ready. Hold it with the two knots together and we'll simply trim the two ends to equal lengths like this. Our dory is ready. Now just half your dory like this, so you locate the center here and flip your Rakhi and locate the center. Keep the center of the dory at the center of this Rakhi and we are simply going to put gentle stitches around this dory with the ring of this Rakhi. So on this end of the ring, I'll simply put gentle stitches around this dory into the ring, simply wrapping it up and don't stretch it at all. Having put a couple of stitches on this end, I'll pass this thread through the dory onto the other side of the ring and take it out on that side, and the same way I'll gently put stitches around this dory into the ring on this end as well. Simple. Having put a few stitches, just put the knot, a couple of knots to secure the thread, and after having put the knots, I'll simply secure a little thread into the ring so it will be more strong, and then cut out that extra thread. Simple. This dory is properly attached with the Rakhi. See? So our beautiful Rakhi is ready. I hope you loved this tutorial. Have fun learning, have fun crocheting. Please do subscribe to my channel. Much love to you all.